Hello, ladies and gentlemen, this is Eddie Marcus, spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people. A few hours from now will be September 11, 2021. Approximately 20 years ago, the World Trade Center had some strange happenings. They were destroyed, and many people lost their lives. A few moments ago, they were running some video on those scenes. I was watching it a few moments. And as I saw the carnage, as I felt the pain, as I felt the suffering, I began to, so I had to hold back the tears. I can imagine what it was like to some degree. It also reminded me of January 6th. I was in the kitchen washing dishes. The television was on, and we had been hearing the reports that something was going to happen. In fact, the President of the United States, Donald Trump, was making a speech someplace in Washington, and he was getting the people riled up, and they were getting riled up. And eventually they began to march toward the Capitol. And as I was washing dishes and looking back at the television, watching them march, I'm asking myself, are they really going to do what the President is asking them to do? Are they really going to do what they said they're going to do? And as I watched them doing exactly what they were told to do, doing exactly what they said they would do. And I watched them even when they got to the Capitol. I watched them with the confrontation. I still couldn't believe it. I still couldn't believe it. I watched them going up the steps. I watched them. I couldn't believe it. And ladies and gentlemen, there it was. They actually, I couldn't believe it. It was the same thing almost as when I saw those planes flying into those buildings, the World Trade Center. It was the same kind of feeling. Hate. Hate. Pure hate. No solutions, just hate. All around it. Hate. The difference is that in 2000, as those planes were flown into those buildings, I was being released from Stillwater State Prison. I had committed a crime against the people of the state of Minnesota in an attempt to get their attention, to get your attention, to say to you that there are answers, and they don't have to be con games. They don't have to be Ponzi schemes. They don't have to be acts of division. They don't have to be some is deserving while others aren't. There are solutions. And so I committed that crime. And as I was being released from the prison and I saw on television those planes going into those buildings, the one thought crossed my mind is if I could have gotten you guys to listen, if I could have gotten you to listen to the honest truth, that would not have been happening. It wouldn't have been happening. But no one can get you to listen. Ladies and gentlemen, I understand the things that I tell you are foreign to the people of this country and basically to the people of the world. That doesn't mean they haven't thought of it. That doesn't mean that they haven't dreamed of it. But to them, it is just a dream, and dreams don't come true to them. And so they have bought into a lie and accepted these lies as normal. All over the world, people have accepted lies and normalized these lies to be real. And so when the truth comes on the scene, it's a foreign thing that got to be ridiculous. Only a fool could see something like that. And they, the people of the world and of this state, are not fools. So they pass it on and continue to do worse and worse in their lives. Continue to make things worse and cause more pain, cause more suffering, in an attempt to say that they can do it better than others, that their plan is better than others, and every plan creates peace and prosperity and joy for some, but the masses have to go through pain, have to go through suffering in every area of life that's important, that's been fed by the creator of the universe and the people, so that they can live here on this earth if they are being led by the guiding principles of love, as though they're in heaven. So that message was worth me committing a crime. I didn't cause anybody any pain, just to say these things to you. I had hoped that you run to it just like you ran to lies and just deceptions and the things of evil. I mean, the people just ran at it, the news media just ran at it, and this thing that I'm telling you right now is just as beautiful can be. But there's not going to be anyone spreading the news about it. There are not going to be people even passing this post along, asking others to see it. Just look at it from a month from now. Maybe 2 or 3 others might have checked it out, but I'm telling you the absolute truth. You know, ladies and gentlemen, many times people have said that the church is going to go through some persecution, that the state is going to come down, evil, Satan is going to come down on the church. Well, I can't understand why anybody would believe that. You talk about the societies of the world. Every society, regardless of what side you're on, to the other, you're perceived as evil, you're perceived as satanic, devilish. Regardless how wonderful you seem to yourselves, others see you as something else. And the church is on both sides. So based upon the role of the church, why would the state come down on it? Now, what it really means, ladies and gentlemen, is that truth, they would try to persecute those of truth. For instance, look at the Republican Party in the United States of America. There are Republicans who are well aware of what actually has been happening with the administration, the past administration. And they have decided, that administration plus most of the representatives of that party have decided to accept whatever happened as okay, as alternative okay, or normalized stuff that they can accept. Now, a few people recognize that as a lie. They recognize it as evil, and they stand up for what's right. They speak the truth, and what happens? They are as best excommunicated as best they can possibly be at this stage from the party. Why? Because they speak the truth. Now, that's what you call the truth being persecuted. That means when people standing up for the truth, as Dr. King and Malcolm X and so on and so forth, those who were murdered, those who were walking along with them, who had to be beaten and hosed down and had dogs on them, and you know the story. That all was evil. Evil trying to perpetuate itself as being good. And the people have accepted it as, yes, if they work for them, no if it doesn't, and vice versa for the other. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen. You ask yourselves, why would the church be persecuted? It's in partnership with what's going on. No, the truth, my friends, is the enemy to evil. And it is truth that is under attack. Somebody said, what does love have to do with it? Let me share something with you. There was a guy came to me once, and he was talking to me, sharing some information. He says, I want to share something with you. He says, my wife had some sickness in her family. And we would go down and offer the best care that we could give. You know, we shared it, and other members of the family, we just shared it. And it was difficult, but it was easier because we shared it together. He said, that wouldn't merit me mentioning anything, except one morning, should I say, the guy said he was feeling so bad, in such pain, that he was lying on the floor in his own house, back from where they were taking care of the others. And the pain was excruciating. And he needed some support. He needed some help. So he started banging on the floor trying to get attention. Someone was right across the hall. In fact, I think he said his wife was across the hall. And one of his children was across the hall in a different room. And he banged and banged and called and called, trying to get someone's attention to come and give him a hand. But no one responded. And then he called out their names. He screamed out their names. And nothing actually happened. And then he bagged himself on the floor, sliding on the floor, and started screaming, help, 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 figuring maybe they might pay attention, they might respond. And I think he said the wife called to the child and told the child to go see daddy was got him going through some stuff, go see what was wrong with him. Now he was thinking, wow. And he said he really felt rejected. He really felt as if no one cared that he was in there hurting. And so, ladies and gentlemen, you see that? That's the way of the world. People care when they need you. They care when there's something that they benefit from it. But when they can't see any benefits from it, then they do not care. And unfortunately, we live in a society where, in most instances, the benefits don't weigh. And so people kind of stray away from certain things because there's no benefit to it. And as a consequence, we have a continuation of this hell. So, ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to share with you that you, the people, are the solution. That means changing your ways. That means changing the system. That means your goals and objectives, peace, prosperity, freedom, joy, fulfilled dreams, never having to worry about anything that is existing by the hands of man, because you change your methods of operation, played a part direct in the process of manifestation, became part owners, accessible to your needs, your wants, and your desires. Switched it. This is the message that I want to share and leave with you. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, goodbye.